Hunting, but make it vegan. Girl didn't know the word for gathering. Do y'all blow on food when it's hot, or do you have till you can chew it? I blow on it, but underestimate how hot it is, and have anyway. Internet cable line, accidentally drilled through unknown buried woman. Good going, now the internet is haunted. Explains the state of things. We need this version of Frozen. How did you whitewash white people? Women get to smell like real things, but men have to smell like concepts. What the fuck is cool? Before I take a shower, I hate it in there. The wet world is a bad place. While in the shower, I remember now that this is a good place. It is the dry world that is the enemy. It simply tickles me pink how after tens of millions of years, crocodiles still refuse to learn how to chew, in favor of slam dunking the brains out of everything. A robo-fish created by researchers was left to interact with normal fish. It was accepted by them and soon guided them as a leader. All hail the cyberfish. We should all be thankful that anti-thunderstorms with flashes of extreme darkness during the day, followed by loud, high-pitched screeches, don't exist. What the actual hell? Actually, no, I want to see that. The word daddy has been so sexualized that my kids are gonna have to call me bro. Some dinosaurs literally got taken out on the same planet we walk on, and people still think we're invincible. You're not better than a stegosaurus. TikTok looks exactly like a fake social media app. The main character of a Disney Channel original movie would get cyberbullied on. You believe in stars. Fool. Those are holes poked in the container so we can breathe. Nothing like a close, cool slip in the shower to remind you that you're just a Jenga tower full of blood. We should split bathrooms by pee versus poop instead of men versus women. At the pet store right now, and absolutely losing my mind at this hamster using his own nuts as a pillow. Chewbacca is a guy, not a woman. How disturbing. This man sees a Lego ass of a fictional bipedal animal and his first thought is, bro, I'm not gay. I'm not saying this clock my wife got from Kmart is bad, but the alarm didn't go off this morning and the time is now 9:77. Oh, your brain is acting illogically. It's meat with electricity inside. What the fuck do you expect? Just lost my virginity to Crazy Frog. Clarification, I lost my virginity while the song was playing, not to the Crazy Frog. Teaching sex ed in school will only make kids want to do it. Yeah, right. I had math in school and it really made me want to do math hard all the time. That goldfish kinda. Please refrain from sexualizing my goldfish. Does anyone make weighted blankets in colors other than mental illness gray? iPhone went through mitosis. The people who make fitted sheets need to sit down with the people who make mattresses and get on the same goddamn page. Making the bed shouldn't be like putting a swim cap over a fridge. Raccoons would be such useful pets due to their thumbs, but unfortunately they also possess the devil's mischief and cannot be trusted. I wish I could terrorize ancient people with things that are commonplace today, releasing a Roomba into the Greek forums. If cat not enjoyed being held, why baby-sized? Emergency hot dog that heats up when you crack it like a glow stick. I would be such a good dead wife. Can't you imagine how good I would be in a dead wife flashback sequence? I should be someone's dead wife. Horniness is a trick the unborn play to get you made. Apartment hunting is so depressing. How the hell can a studio be 1500? We are in hell. Live with your parents until you can make it 6 figures. This is a great idea if you hate mental health and having sex. Dropping a sewing needle is like a cross between Where's Waldo and The Floor is Lava. Except if you don't find Waldo, he's going to stab you. No PS5 today because the gaming PC I built leaves it in the dust. Y'all be like the vegans of gaming. You just won't shut the fuck up about your preference despite no one caring. Who the hell decided to call it emotional baggage and not grief case? Accidentally opened my eyes during a prayer at church and saw Jesus doing the worm. Sometimes I don't understand why some animation guys are called villains. A child who was innovating and exercising creativity. A chef who wanted to get a mouse out of the restaurant kitchen. A guy who got pissed because he was cuckolded by a bee. Whoever named toddlers absolutely crushed it. Those guys are toddling for sure. What the hell did moths do before lights? Moths were actually the dominant predator before Thomas Edison created the light bulb as a defense against moths. Moths needed complete darkness to grow to their human eating size. The history books won't tell you about this because the government wants us to believe we're untouchable. The letter Q comes up way too early in the alphabet. We're not ready for it where it's currently placed. It belongs with the fellow avant-garde X, XYZ, deep in after the mainstream. Just had my phone incorrectly autocorrect ducking to fucking, which means I've won. I've finally broken its spirit. How does failure taste? Demon box. We drink boba tea to satisfy our ancient and innate urge to slip up tadpoles from a puddle through a reed. No, we absolutely do not. Found something new to say when I leave a room. Stay fresh, cheese bags. I feel like the Australian accent is like a Texan accent for a British accent. Last night I dreamed that scientists used a really bad picture of me to prove humans are closely related to goats, and I was so insulted I woke up. What if we gave every mum an absolute dump truck ass? Pixar. I have a corgi, which is basically a really expensive potato that barks at the wind. Y'all ever just take a cold shower, in the dark, on all fours, and groan pleasurably, pretending you're a wet rhino, on the African savannah during the first rain in years? My dreams have a weird special feature that I like to call emergency Markiplier, where if I'm stuck in a horror situation, Markiplier's face cam will appear in the corner of my vision, and he will start controlling my body, like he's let's playing me. Gays are using windmills to waft homosexual mists into your home. Who told? I think it was Dave. So pee-pee having people, you'll just walk around with your pee-pee in one leg of your jeans. How do you choose? Can you switch leg sleeves in public? Does it get caught in your zipper? Does it chafe? Isn't it weird that eyelids aren't thicker? Like, why the fuck am I seeing all this light if my eyelids are closed? These one-ply ass lids. I don't mind mosquitoes sucking my blood. I have plenty to go around. What annoys me is that the need to inject the itch juice into my skin. Like, I'm already feeding you. Why are you being such a bitch? Imagine if I slapped my mom every time she made me dinner. In 2013, I got Reddit gold for 10 years because I called oil dinosaur sauce. Pretty messed up that my body, a chemistry lab made of meat, simply chooses to make me feel a little bit nervous for no reason. This is why, even though I do eat bacon, I feel bad for pigs. I don't know. I paused the video at a point where it looks like Tiny Biden is giving Big Biden a shoulder massage. If I could permanently be ratatouille, I would. Just relinquish all my control. Let the rat do it. I'm done. Frustrated dad uses his 6-foot son to shame council into fixing deep pothole. So amazing how my parents found each other even though they were from opposite ends of the eyebrow spectrum. It's too peoply outside, y'all. I mean, I know this was the goal and all, but damn, people every fucking where do not approve. Why is the divorce rate among socks so high? This pup couldn't hack it as a drug-sniffing dog, so now he sniffs out the poop of elusive animals in the name of conservation. All I read was, cool dog isn't a narc, becomes scientist, before and after Burger King. You put them in the wrong order. I'm going to rearrange your cellular state into that of a fucking cabbage, you insect. As a foreigner, I was a bit confused about what Hooters was, but after research, I've come to the conclusion that it's some sort of an American equivalent to a maid cafe. Oh god, please don't say that. Hey, what if your nipples clicked in and out like a pen? Mario Kart. The closer to first place you are, the less useful power-ups you get. The system is an ideal model for how our economy should work. Whoa, I read this out loud to my boyfriend, and he just went, oh, that's brilliant. Blue shell the 1%. Did y'all know an ostrich can kick the hell out of a lion so hard that a lion dies right there? What the hell? That's a crazy huge-ass giraffe bird that can drop-kick a 400-pound cat and kill its ass. Homie can run 40 miles per hour. What the hell are you going to do if you got an extendo chicken running at you like he's a 2004 Jeep Wrangler just to pull up and Chuck Norris roundhouse your shit? It's over. Rolling my eyes so far back in my head that I make direct contact with the goblin that operates me. The goblin meets your eyes and nods in agreement, unable to believe this shit either. Why the hell do supermarkets drug test employees? If a man's gotta put 250 cans of tomato soup on a shelf, he should at least be vibing. Once I fix my sleep schedule, start eating healthy, get physically fit, beat depression, stop procrastinating, learn how to do taxes, get mentally strong enough to make phone calls, then it's over for you bitches. I like when flies won't leave my car on long road trips. Have fun moving to the other side of the world, you tiny idiot. 2 gay penguins with a reputation for trouble stole an entire nest of eggs from a neighboring lesbian couple at the same zoo. People with no kids who turn your lights off and hand you the remote. I tell Google to turn the lights off and my remote is on the end of the table next to where I sit. It's 2023, stop using your crotch fruit as employees. One time I took so much Adderall, I remembered my elementary school locker combination in the middle of a history exam. Thinking about the time in college when a PetSmart worker diagnosed my leopard gecko with autism, and then I took him to the vet and he said that geckos' brains aren't big enough to have autism. My dog was able to eat pumpkin guts last year, poop out seeds, accidentally plant a very prolific poo garden, and then look at this adorable thing with her babies. Everything we've been told is a lie. We were told to delete photos on our social media if we were holding a beer because we couldn't get jobs. Now you log on and the official KFC is tweeting like, might have cummed. Have we checked all foods to see if exploding them makes them into something better, or do we just stop with corn? There is absolutely nothing you're supposed to be doing. You have no more purpose than the birds in the sky. Go lots of places, be poor, shit on things. The fact that Elvis was drafted into the military at the height height of his stardom is so crazy to me. Like, imagine you're in the middle of a war and you hear someone shout, "Cover me," and it's Beyonce. Bank of Canada urges Star Trek fans to stop spocking their fivers. No. I confidently believe that 68 million people in the UK would outdrink 330 million Americans comfortably in a nationwide head-to-head. The salamander is adorable, even though his expression looks like he has a single brain cell bouncing around in his cranium like a Windows screensaver. Don't be boring with your midlife crisis and buy a sports car. Go hard. Learn magic. Lisa Falcon. Start a cult. Are people worried about you? Sure. But are they also a little curious? Yeah man, sign them up for the cult. You gotta make those Falcon payments. If Pete Davidson and Justin Bieber had a baby, and that baby had a baby with Ellen, can they raise lifeguard requirements? I'm sorry, but I don't trust a 19-year-old 110-pound blonde named Mackenzie with the IQ of a McChicken to save my life. This dude next to me on the plane just absolutely raw dogged this entire flight. He got on a 10-hour flight to Europe in jeans, no headphones, no book, no neck pillow, literally just a paper cup of coffee without a lid. Like, sir, are you okay? Scientists tagging birds with colored bands and accidentally making the tagged birds more appealing to mates is so funny. Imagine being abducted by aliens and they give you a Gucci belt. Half of college professors are like, you can know nothing about me except my name, and the other half are like, and that's why my wife left me. Anyway, what's up with y'all? There were 2 professors like this in my department, and I was one of the like 20 people who was taught by both of them. So there was a very small gang of us who knew that Professor Brickwall and Professor Oversharer were married with 2 kids. My freshman roommate would leave the dorm at 2 in the morning and come back around 4 a.m. I thought she was chilling with a boy or something. Turns out, that's the prime time to watch raccoons at the pond. Do you remember how loud computers used to be? Like, you'd put a floppy in there and it would just start screaming at you like a pterodactyl eating a corn cob. Hundreds of hungry monkeys swam across Thai Street as rival gangs fight over food after tourists who normally feed them stay away because of the virus. I will admit that I did not have the monkey gang war on my virus bingo card. If I was an Italian plumber whose girlfriend was constantly being imprisoned in castles by an evil fire-breathing lizard, I would simply not take part in recreational go-kart races with aforementioned lizard. A kid I used to work with at Chipotle made a mixtape, and one of the lines that stuck with me through the years was, "I got Benjamin Button disease. Got so many Benjamins that I can't button my jeans." Pretty sure he's still working in kitchens, but he at least changed me. Actually, Dr. Pepper is the guy who created it. What you're drinking is really Pepper's Monster. Is America's the rest of the world's Florida? Yes, trying to not slap the bags of rice at supermarkets like, why are there 5,000 people on this site holding back from doing something that literally has 0 repercussions for anyone in the world that will never remember the chance that— Bro, I can't read this. Last night, I was explaining to a new gym instructor about how I've got metal rods along my spine, and she replied, "Oh, so you're like a kebab." And I don't think I'll stop thinking about that for a while. Pinocchio could tell us so much about the universe. He could randomly claim things like the Big Bang happened, and his nose would confirm or deny our theories. Pinocchio's not you stupid fucking Redditors. His nose grows when he's intentionally being dishonest. Things heating up in the Pinocchio fandom. Doing it is cool, but have you ever stood in your kitchen shoveling shredded mozzarella in your mouth straight from the bag like a goblin who's just escaped after being held captive underground for 47 years and broken into a store that specifically only sells bags of shredded cheese? Kids putting teeth under their pillows is the most occultist shit in the world. Yes, child, put the discarded bone under your pillow. If you are lucky, the tiny demon will come and make her purchase. Sell your bones for riches. My child, your youth will be spent soon. Him, did you adopt your dog? No, he's my biological dog. Why do dryers have a less dry option? Which one of you is ordering your socks medium rare? This should be illegal. Making the jump button anything but the top button should be illegal. This is the most disgusting tweet I've ever seen. The orange juice after toothpaste of all tweets. Is there any reason why Nintendo gave Link vagina bones? Fellas, is it gay to have a pelvis? Little girls who go around after it rains and picks up the worms off the sidewalk and throw them back into the dirt are the cornerstone of our society, and we should all strive to have that level of compassion for each other and for the natural world. This was written by a grateful worm. Aren't we all grateful worms in one way or another? Could Mario Kart teach us how to reduce world poverty and improve sustainability? Loving the Westminster Dog Show, where a man with incredible gravitas announces, "This is a loyal, intelligent breed with a history that stretches back thousands of years." Then it cuts to a walking mop that looks like it wants to eat styrofoam packing peanuts. Whatever this is just won like $200,000. This woman got stuck in her butt. This is so fucking weird. Just watched a man literally flip a coin on a moving train and unblock a contact labeled absolutely not and text them saying, hey, with a flirty amount of whys. One time a woman with a medical alert wiener dog sat next to me on a plane and her dog kept alerting on me and she was like, not to be weird, but you should totally get your heart checked out. And that's how I found out I had a mildly irregular heartbeat. Pro basketball player suspended after drug test reveals he was pregnant. How? Pretty sure my clowns are about to lay eggs is an absolutely terrifying sentence coming from any other than my co-worker with a saltwater home aquarium. In this world, it's slay or be slawn. Killer whales learn to sink yachts. What the fuck? The gas guy just rang to say my landlord was sending him round, then remembered my landlord is a woman and said, sorry, lady lord. By the way, I was reading for like 20 minutes and it fucking cut. Like I lost everything. Fucking like the video, please. What the fuck? At my funeral, take the bouquet off my coffin and throw it into the crowd to see who is next. With plastic being banned, Starbucks is running out of things to put drinks in. A year from now, they're going to have to scream my name, and I'll have to drink my caramel iced latte straight from the barista's cupped hands, while another employee strokes my head like a scarred horse. Went to the bug exhibit at the Nature Museum and saw this green fella getting absolutely indulgent on a citron. Why can't I eat the scrub babies like a bowl of corn pops? You can. This is the most humiliating day of my life. Hello, Alexander. Hope your evening has been most enjoyable. Would you care to receive some artful photographs of my nude form? Why do you sex like Jigsaw? Infant car seat full of hot dogs. When my boyfriend is home, I eat 3 squared meals a day, and when he is gone, I creep into the kitchen for a handful of dry cereal or a pickle every 2 hours, like a tiny rat in a bodega in Betsy. Standing next to sunflowers always makes me feel weak. Like, look at this fucking flower. This flower is taller than I am. This flower is winning and I'm losing. Wow, you are not ready to hear about trees. Illinois, having a city called Normal has always made me laugh, but today it has finally reached its peak. Normal man faces 22 charges for child illegal activities, which I cannot say. Okay, don't read this. I'm gonna be doing a Star Wars meme video, and if you want to ruin that, read it, you fucking loser. I'll never understand people who get into the fast lane just to drive the speed limit. This lane is for crime. So today, I found out that I'm allowed to carry a knife with me to school, as long as it's smaller than 3.5 inches, but I still can't show my shoulders, and if that's not a perfect description of American schooling, I don't know what is. Cover your shoulders with knives. Good morning, ladies, and the other gender that betrayed Jesus. Good morning to you, snake language translator, the forbidden fruit eater, Samson's... Jesus. People are divided over real name of game, where you knock on someone's door and run away. Never felt the disgust in my life of being Scottish and calling it chappy, but having my English boyfriend reveal he calls it Nicky Knocky 9 Doors. What in the Charles Dickens shit is this? A guy who lives on my street rang my doorbell and said, are you the lesbian that saves the cats? And I said, yes, that's exactly who I am. Let me get my coat. I'm amazed by people who lose weight with exercise. When I exercise, nothing happens because my DNA still thinks I'm a European peasant. So it's like, oh, are we running from the English again? Dinna you worry, we'll keep you plumb as a partridge to outlast the murderous bastards. Visiting my mum, who has decided to try gummies as a sleeping aid, and she asked me if the ones she picked up looked okay. They are 50 mg per gummy. Taking 3 of these after a lifetime of abstinence and unlocking the shrimp colors. The main thing that puts me off playing chess is that there is 2,000 years of gameplay that hundreds of people with higher IQs than me have spent thousands of hours studying the history of. So much so that when I put down the pawn forward, they say, I see you're going for the Bulgarian somersault, and then I try to take their bishop with my knight, and they go, oh, rookie mistake, you've played the Frenchman's cum sock, and in approximately 37 moves, I'll have won.